Carrollton, Texas, at the Advantage Sports Complex, the host of this site for the high school divisions in this PrimeTime Sports D-Town Round Ball Classic. We enter into the 10th grade boys division in Pool B, where two teams are fighting for their lives to try to get themselves a good spot for tomorrow's championship bracket play. It's the triple threat versus the North Stars 2019. Hi everybody, Josh Haley here from Play Hoops. Glad you've tuned in with us. There's your starting five for the triple threat, a team that is looking to be a threat in this Pool B in the 10th grade boys division. And their opponent, North Stars 2019. Two teams that look awfully athletic, and got to see just a little bit of these teams in between our other live games today, and both of these teams look like they could be a threat. Charles, in this 10th grade boys division overall.
You know, absolutely. I'm looking at this North Stars team, and you see size, you see length. And like you said during warm-up, you see a lot of athleticism. So we'll see what we have here in this first opening minutes. Quick jumper, missed shot, but I mean, just look at number 23 here for the North Stars. Joshua Miller, 6'6", up top, guarding at the top of his zone. I mean, that's an athletic player if his coach trusts him to be up there.
On the run in transition, one-handed pass out front by Jordan. Scales out of bounds, and it'll come back the other way. Our last live game, we were looking at a 9th grade game. We had a fantastic down the stretch, back and forth battle going on in that game, and we should expect the same here as another turnover before they can cross the timeline. North Stars driving in, and it rattles home. Does it count? I don't think so.
I don't think they're going to give it to him.
Hey, points for style, though, for Joshua Miller. It was a good finish despite a lot of contact,
Absolutely.
But the foul had occurred on the floor. So, team foul number 1 on the triple threat. They're coached by Titus Prather. Mario Perry, the head man for the North Stars 2019. Triple threat in the All Blacks with the flaming basketball on the front, while the North Stars in those sharp-looking white midsection jerseys, and then the toning gray down to the black on the shorts. Drive inside, too hard off the glass from Joshua Miller, and he plays defense quickly back the other way and pokes it out of bounds, but it will stay with the triple threat.
Well, if you saw that drive by Miller, my goodness, he attacked the rim. He's going to be one, looks like he'll be one to watch, but this North Stars team has plenty of size.
Driving inside, a floater inside the lane, and it just won't go down for Rohan Narayanan. Or make that Christian Pontau on the drive.
Quick grab and put up by the little guy on the interior. Quick one-shot three here by the North Stars. With that size, you don't want a shot like that. I mean, you are clearly taller and bigger than this team. You don't want a one pass and a three.
Here is Cortez Daniel. He might only be listed as the shortest player on either roster, but he's got some quicks and he's got some handles.
Yeah, he's definitely quick, as we saw on his little quick putback. This triple threat team, I mean, comes in not as big, but you can tell they're not rattled at all. They're poised. They're looking these guys dead in their face, and they're ready to compete. The North Stars here started pretty slow, and that's what you don't want to do. You don't want to start slow, not in a pool game or a bracket game. You can't allow a team to – the score is only 2-0, but you just can't allow a team to get early energy and get early momentum.
It's amazing after watching the 9th grade division in our last live contest, and now you look at this 10th grade division, and some of the players are similar, and then there's some that are just a level up, even though one-year difference, and that's one of them right there.
I was just about to say, that is a level up. I mean, his head was a level up above the rim. He's going to go get him a block right here. This kid's a player.
So we're all squared up at 2, and that's why you see the 11th and 12th grade divisions are combined. Some players might be a little bit leery to play going into a senior year at times, especially if they're already have their mind made up somewhere, but really you have that difference in level between 9th and 10th grade. It's so much of a different level than it is between 11th and 12th. Kick out corner, thinking about the three-pointer is Anthony Turner. Instead he drives in, and it rattles out. These rims are tight, aren't they?
You know, they really are.
Nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with it unless you like to shoot the basketball. You know, they're very tight. Looks like if you touch it a little bit or if try to put any kind of English on it, it's going to rattle out. So Maybe that's why we just watched a 3 overtime game before this one.
It was like it would never end, and it goes without saying, but the drama and the tension continued to build as the game before us just continued to be deadlocked. A lot of close in-between plays as we come out of a timeout here. This is in Pool B, this triple threat team against this North Stars 2019 squad. And both looking to set themselves up nicely for positioning as we look towards tomorrow, Championship Sunday. Some teams might have to play as many as 3 games tomorrow to work themselves to a title, as we've got a foul on the floor.
A little bit of a contact there.
Quick 3 from the corner. Off the front iron, no good.
Look at trying to bring the ball up the floor.
Dribble drive inside, high spinning off the glass, too strong off the hands of Eric Jordan, one of the starters. And here comes Cortez Daniel, smile on his face as he brings it up the floor.
Nice
Handoff
look.
pass underneath.
Very nice pass on the inside.
Rohan Narayanan, 6'4" frame with the easy deuce. Floater the other way. There he is again, Joshua Miller.
Miller answered right back. Anything you can do, I can do better.
Top of the key now for Preston Jeans. Works around a defender, stepping inside, swatted away by Miller.
That was a huge block. Absolute huge block. Nice move here.
Well, Narayanan's got some handles for a bigger guy.
Yeah, he does. May have been some contact there. Maybe should be at the free throw line.
You know, you mentioned a really good point earlier in one of our previous games is you complimented the coaches for letting the forwards bring the ball down the floor, and it seems like we see that a little bit more. That's I think anyways, a good thing to see, because it's almost like you could potentially be robbing a player of development if you don't. What if 6'2" is the tallest player on the team now, but 6'2" is all that player's got in store? Then they're not a forward anymore, are they?
Exactly, and that's the point. The point is, you know, you got to, at this level, again, these are still youth. Even if they go to college, they're still developing, they're still growing their game. If we're not teaching the game from top to bottom, we're robbing them of an opportunity to play college basketball at some level. We're not always talking about Division I, but
and triple threat. Just a heave up after the whistle blew for an extra rep, I guess. And both teams might look to make some changes after we come out of this timeout. 10.5 to go, all squared up at 6 in this 10th grade boys division. Pool B matchup between triple threat and North Stars 2019. And North Stars 2019 and triple threat both wrapping up games just moments ago. They both had, or watching that game wrap up before us. But this is their first game of the day. Over in Pool A, everybody's done already. In Pool B, has to wait till a late afternoon start. Down the floor, there's Miller, too strong. Rebound, falls home for Zachary Germany. 8-6 lead.
Block. Nice pass. Bad handle, but a very nice pass there.
Nearly taken away, poked loose, last touch by the North Stars.
And Coach Perry urging Nakahara to calm down, just settle down a little bit. Nakahara just checking into the game. May have some sweaty palms. Game's moving a bit fast for him right now. Just told him to calm down a little bit. Love it that he didn't pull him, gave him a chance to actually settle down and get his wits about him.
floating right-hander banks in for Cortez Daniel.
Cortez Daniel is not shy at all. That's probably his 5th attempt here in this first half, and he's going after big. He's shooting from outside. He's one of those little guys who's not afraid.
Floater from Miller, too strong off the heel. They'll kick out to Daniel, exploring his options. Little stop and go on the hesitation. Pass underneath, taken away. Stepping in front of it, Adrian Johnson. Nakahara now, who checked in moments ago.
A little bit of patience here by the North Stars. And as soon as I say that, they jack a three.
Haven't seen a ton of threes from these two teams here in the early going. Now losing the handle inside. The English on the basketball kept it in play, though. Floater won't go for Cortez Daniel. Nakahara will push the issue. Drew the defenders in, kicks it out. Right wing three that bobbles out.
In and out.
I have to wonder what it might do to some of these shooters' confidence. We mentioned the tight rims, and that, of course, it's not a shooter's advantage. As running down in transition, off balance, can't lay it in. Rebound, Miller is there, and Joshua Miller's got 8 points.
You know, one thing I will say, if you are truly a shooter, you will always keep shooting. A tight rim, a loose rim, outdoors, indoors, it won't stop you from shooting if you're a shooter. It might stop you from making them, but if you're a shooter, it won't stop you from shooting. Some of the best shooters we've ever seen have had horrible shooting nights.
But of course, we know the coaches want to see that their players don't get rattled mentally. (10-8) lead for the North Stars.
Looks like we got a foul.
I saw their uniforms from far away, and I thought, man, those really look sharp. And then I admired them even more when I saw what they put on the back of them. Hard work. Every team's got their motto, but that's a pretty darn good one.
And early on, they've been exerting themselves, definitely.
Drive inside, a lot of contact, foul. Preston Jeans will head to the free throw line. Well, also in this Pool B, you have Burke Elite and Dallas Hoyas Blue, along with these two teams. And in Pool A, there's 4 teams as well as the first free throw misses. So the way things go is basically there's no bracket play. You just try to win your group and find yourself in a championship game tomorrow. So the teams out of the pools will be seeded accordingly into either a first, third, fifth, or seventh place game tomorrow. And actually, these two teams have a pool play game tomorrow at 3:20. In transition, laid up and in.
You know what? I like that model. I was at a tournament last week, and over 3 days, kids played to get to the championship. Just to get there, you had to play 7 games over 3 days. And that's, for a young developing player, that's just brutal on the body. So I love what PrimeTime is doing here in regard to player safety and just looking out. I mean, at the end of the day, we are playing for a championship, but I mean, this isn't a state high school championship. It's not a national championship. These are games to get these guys reps, get them ready for PrimeTime National. So there's no need to exert the body too much. But you know, that's just a great model they have here in regard to play.
Fancy handling skills there for Jeans. Lost the handle. Got it back safely as he tumbled out of bounds. 3 ball, too strong off the hands of Johnson. Shooting struggles continue for both of these sides.
Really amazed at how Triple Threat is able to keep the North Stars out of the paint. With their size, you would expect North Stars to dominate on the inside, but Triple Threat has done a great job of keeping them on the perimeter, specifically our guy right here, Joshua Miller. We've primarily seen him on the perimeter as we are now. Excellent defense by the little fella there, Daniel, but they give up a 3, but they're doing a solid job.
That's Roston White on the 3-pointer. First made 3 of this game for the North Stars. And they have got a 13-11 lead. And so the rest of the schedule for these two teams, they'll each have a 7 o'clock game tonight, which Triple Threat will take on Dallas Hoyas Blue right here on court number 5, 7 o'clock tip-off. And then again, as mentioned, they don't get underway again until tomorrow at 3:20 when they round out pool play. Corner 3 ball on the way, too strong from Latron Turner. Short bunny missed by Miller. Narayanan trying to secure the rebound, but just got bundled up as soon as he brought it down, and it turns it over.
Yeah, Miller harassed him until he gave that one up.
Spot up 3 from the man who just hit one a moment ago, and this time he missed it all from the left wing. You know, going back to that, the scheduling, I can't imagine what it's going to be like for these teams who have to play a 3:20 game in pool play tomorrow, because really their fate is not going to be determined. So they're going to have to sit around all day long and know that they might be playing in a 7th place game or a championship game, all dependent on one late afternoon game. That's a long time where your mind might mess with you a little bit.
Exactly, it is. But you know what? It should cause you to bring your best game. You know, it should really force you to bring that focus and that attention to detail and bring your best game in. And, you know, one of these teams, we will see that.
Kick out, corner 3, Miller. He can do it all, folks.
He sure can, and he looked really comfortable shooting that.
11 first half points for Joshua Miller. As a team, 2 of 5 are the North Stars, and they've got a 4-point advantage. Foul called on the floor. I thought he signaled 24, but there's no 24 on the North Stars. So I'm not sure who they got.
Maybe it was 4, possible.
Possibly Courtney Turner.
Deep 3 here.
Front iron. There's the smallest guy on the floor again.
I mean, but he's just so quick.
Ryanen, like a running back all the way in, and it rattles out.
Tough drive, just rattled out for him, but that was a really aggressive, tough, hard drive.
Turner, that same corner again, this time a bit too strong. And again, he's right back in there to play defense.
His effort is just amazing.
Long pass. Quick bunny hop on a hook from Johnson, won't go down. 5-point advantage for the team wearing white, the North Stars. And getting instruction from head coach Mario Perry.
Perry's upset with the unforced turnover. There was no reason for them to register a turnover on that play. And as a point guard, you really got to ask yourself, you know, am I keeping my turnovers down? Most coaches really try to give you 2 a game, you know, and those unforced ones really hurt you.
Floater from the left elbow, too strong.
He hasn't had any problems getting in the lane.
Right back out where it came from. Long 3 goes down for Eric Jordan, his first bucket.
Nice shot by Jordan.
High off the glass, won't go down. Offensive board, and the foul for Adam Goodman.
Opportunity for the and one here. A little bit of a careless foul there by Miller. Love him being active, but you know, you kind of want to see his hand stay out of the scrum there, because you can pick up those careless fouls.
And And completing the old-fashioned three-point play is Goodman. Another thing I like about the way Primetime Sports does things, they schedule the pool play games if there is an even number of teams to be played at the same time. So gives you very little opportunity to scout your opponent.
That's filthy. That's absolutely filthy. Step back jumper. That is, I mean, he's just going to show us the whole repertoire, I guess, Mr. Miller.
And with his length being basically the tallest person on the floor, if he's stepping back, that's unguardable. Turned over in the corner. Here's Miller again.
Gave it up early. Got it back a little bit late, but.
Daniel crossing over, hands it off, gets it back.
Little Steph Curry action there.
Another shot rattles out. Offensive board, and this time it goes down.
Cortez Daniel, 3 hesitation moves. Had his defender completely lost.
Emmett Johnson now has 4 points. And drive inside.
I was going to say, I think we got to travel there. Drag his pivot foot a bit.
2:03 to go, first half. 10th grade boys division, Pool B. This is the opener for these two teams. Long ball from the corner. Another one that rattles out. Narayanan goes back in.
You know,
did he travel? Nope, foul on the floor.
On the floor, wow. That's a bit of an interesting call there. Looks like he was definitely going up in the act of shooting. What I always say, I mean, it's easy for us to sit here and say what is a call and what isn't. Those guys' job is extremely difficult.
Left wing three, too strong, air banked, rebounded by Ralston White. Wilson Nakahara. Pushing it right side.
Some way, the North Stars are going to have to figure out how to. This was a good drive, but they're going to have to figure out how to penetrate that interior with a pass. You know.
Floater too strong from Johnson.
Almost a huge block there.
Nakahara gives it up. One-handed drive inside, kick out, baseline jump shot, missing short. Coming flying in was Courtney Turner. Nearly took it away, but it's triple threat.
Oh, what a steal between his legs.
Daniel stops, pops, too strong off the glass.
You know, I don't know if it's necessarily the rim. It looks like that ball has a lot of air in it. Big time rebound.
Soaring above the rest, Courtney Turner.
Good find by Nakahara. There he is again. Cortez Daniel. He's all over the place. Good corner kick ahead.
A shot off the mark. Winding down here, under 5 seconds to go. Ralston White dribbling all the way in,
and
releases at the buzzer, and he got it. How about that drive? Ralston White all the way in, released it with under 1 second to go, got it to go, and he goes to the line. 3-point opportunity. Too strong off the heel, but still an impressive play by White as he helps the North Stars bring their lead to its largest 7-point advantage, 23-16 at the half. And my partner Charles going over to grab the head coach for the North Stars, Mario Perry, and get his thoughts on the first half. Got to be pleased with the way it ended for sure. Here's Charles with head coach Mario Perry.
This is Charles Campbell with PlayHoops.com. I'm here at halftime with Coach Miller with his team up 23-16. Coach, talk about what was your game plan coming into it?
Well, we just wanted to play fast and be aggressive against this team today.
Now, obviously you have a size advantage, and I mean, it seems like a star in Joshua Miller. I mean, his impact, he's all over the floor. Talk about him a little bit defensively. His offensive ability is obviously, you know, that's just a big, I mean, you can just see it. I mean, it's clear as day, but talk about what he brings defensively.
Josh is one of the best two-way players in Dallas. Of course, his offense speaks for itself, but defensively, being the size that he is, he normally has to anchor our defense, so he cleans up a lot of the dirty work for our guards.
So what are you seeing now from your team? What adjustments will you make coming out of halftime?
We have to tighten up our defense. It's just that simple. We have to tighten up our defense, and we're just trying to play a little faster.
Coach, thank you for your time. Back to you, Josh.
All right, Charles, thank you very much. The head coach Mario Perry for the North Stars. His team's got a 23-16 advantage at the half in their opener. They're at this D-Town Round Ball Classic. The 10th grade boys division out in Pool B, as Pool A is already all wrapped up. And we want to remind everybody that the National Middle School Showdown is coming up not too far away now. Looking at June 23rd through the 25th, it will be the 3rd grade through 9th grade boys divisions, presented by Coast to Coast, who does the national middle school rankings. And multi-team entries can get a discount. So if you're traveling together as a club, you can get those discounts for the all-around team entry.
You know what? Let me tell you something about that tournament there. When you talk about elite-level middle school basketball, some of the top teams in the country, you'll have, obviously, Play Hoops will be there. Some of the top media sources from around the country will be here. Coast to Coast, who does all of the national rankings, who many people look to, who want to be ranked nationally, say our team is the best. There's no reason why you shouldn't be in that tournament as a middle school team. Especially if you're in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. We have 9 teams from out of state that will be here. So if they can come, anybody that's local can come. It's definitely a tournament you don't want to miss if you're a middle school team, middle school coach, parent, or if you just love middle school basketball. You definitely want to come to the National Middle School Showdown.
Perfect time of year. Everybody's out of school. Summer basketball is heated up for sure at this time of year, and this is a qualifier for the Primetime Sports National Championships, which will take place in the Dallas-Fort Worth area later this summer, as they have in the past years. And that always, speaking of out-of-town teams, that always attracts a lot of teams from out of state. A few years ago, watched a team from Chicago against a team from Shreveport, Louisiana in the finals of a game. That was great to see. It just shows you the quality of basketball you're going to see here at the Primetime tournaments.
You know, no better thing to do for youth than give them an opportunity to travel, experience new things, and do something that they love. It keeps them out of trouble. It also gives them an opportunity to do something beyond, just this level of basketball.
Now we get underway here in the second half. The team in white, North Stars, leading triple threat, 23-16. Opener for these two teams in pool play. They'll each have another game tonight at 7. That's what it's scheduled for anyway. We might be a little behind that thanks to a triple overtime game that preceded this one. And then these two will close out pool play tomorrow at 3:20. Driving inside, off the glass, wave it off. It's an offensive foul.
Offensive foul. You know, if he's outside the restricted area, even though we don't play with those rules at this level, even if he's outside, I mean, it's definitely a charge in my book.
And here is Joshua Miller, who had 13 points in the first half to lead all scorers. Picking up right where he left off. Off the mark there with a three-point volley. Got to break the final couple of minutes of the first half.
Coach Perry said something that was just, I thought was a wonderful compliment to who Miller was. I mean, Cortez Daniel, smallest guy on the floor, finishing in the paint amongst the trees, a little English, or as the young guys call it, a little jelly roll on that one there. Deep three here.
Rattles off, soaring above the rim to get the board, Preston Jeans. Jeans is going to fire a three. Got it.
He knew that was good when it left his hand, the way he held that follow through. What the North Stars don't want to do is start shooting outside shots.
That was Triple Threat's first made three-pointer of this game, while the North Stars had 3 in the first half. Driving in, Miller, too strong. Again, same spot. That one just slipped away from him. Miller, 2 defenders trailing, stops and lets him flow by, and a little off balance on the pass.
Yeah, I think he wanted to step back and shoot a 3, but they did an excellent job defensively, made him turn the ball over. Triple threat has come out very intense here defensively and very solid offensively.
A little 5-0 spurt for triple threat to cut the lead to 2. A lot of ball movement. Daniel thought about the 3. His head coach Titus Prather directing traffic. High screen, driving in. Faked, passed it off. And whistle on the floor.
Call a timeout there by Coach Prather. Looks like he was a little bit concerned. Maybe they were going to get out of place, and a couple of guys didn't know what they were trying to do offensively now that the North Stars are sitting in the zone back there.
So a 2-point advantage for the North Stars, 23-21 after it was a 23-16 game at halftime. And you started to mention what Coach Perry said for the North Stars at half.
You know, he said Josh Miller is the best two-way player in Dallas. You know, a lot of times when you see guys with that type of athletic ability offensively, their defense is way behind. But as we're seeing, his defensive ability is on par, if not more, than what he has offensively. He's rebounding. He'll make a shot, turn around. He's right in your face. He's guarding, you know, the smallest player on the floor to the tallest player on the floor. But it's just a great compliment to, you know, this kid's on-court character and work ethic.
I'd imagine we'd see him at the national championships, which are coming up later this summer here in the DFW area. Driving the other way, too strong on the layup attempt in transition. Jeans pushing the issue, hands it off to Daniel. They can tie or take the lead on this possession. Scoop layup, no good. Rebound, Narayanan. Back up and in.
Tie game.
Tie ball game at 23, 7-0 run to start this second half for triple threat. Driving in, a lot of traffic. I don't know how it found the hands of Turner, but it did. The bunny hop missed. Pass down low. Hook shot no good for Johnson. Reminder, following this game, we'll have the 11th and 12th grade boys blue division, Devoted Elite versus MA Trojans, scheduled 5:40 tip-off, but we are not going to make that for sure. Long running shot, too strong off the heel, tipped out of bounds. Stay with the North Stars, or rather triple threat. Waited on the defender to come out, and then Narayanan scurries inside, but off-balance shot missed strong. Miller looking to push. Step back again.
Bang.
Oh.
Okay, Joshua Miller. We have to call. We're going to start calling you Josh here. If you have that type of game, you only get called by your first name.
I mean, when he wants to do that, if it's on, there's nothing I don't think anybody can do about it.
There's nothing that anyone in this gym can do about it. My goodness.
Well, he's sitting on 15 points right now, 13 of those in the first half, and his team desperately needed that one because it put him back in the lead, but not for long as Narayanan lays another in. He's got 2 buckets here in the second frame, and we're tied again.
One of the things we're going to have to watch with Miller is his endurance level. He's doing everything on both ends, bringing it up, defending, rebounding, and scoring again. Another bucket here, back-to-back buckets by Miller. He's getting hot. But we need to just take a look at his endurance level and see how he is throughout this game.
Narayanan, he's shown some handles from the perimeter.
He sure is, and he's not afraid to challenge.
Miss strong.
Run-out situation here.
This should be a slam. Oh, lost the handle going up. Germany, and has it taken away.
You know, My coach said if you can't dunk it 100% of the time, you don't even need to try.
And on dunk attempts today in our live games, 1 for 3.
We are 1 for 3.
Although the one that did go down, oh, I can't wait to watch the replay of it. Dunk attempts at this level are kind of like casinos. You win once, makes you feel good, and you just want to keep going back and trying it again.
You want to keep going back. You know, I give him an A for effort here, but in a close game like this, that score should be 27-27. You lay that ball up and get back on defense.
It's interesting. That was the situation we saw in the last missed dunk, too. It was a game where a dunk attempt cost them the lead. Tipped out of bounds. Send it the other way. Narayanan couldn't believe it. The opponents for these two teams later on tonight in pool play. And we'll see North Stars 2019 take on Burke Elite. And Triple Threat will take on Dallas Hoyas Blue.
Excellent defensive help by Jeans.
And the offensive rebound and the putback is good for Latron Turner. His first basket. Lead is 4.
Deep pull. Okay.
Wow. Cortez Daniel.
Cortez. Mr. Daniel is not messing around here.
Well, after going 0 for 6 from 3 in the first half, this Triple Threat team is now 2 of 3 from 3 here in the second half. Miller has it rattle out.
But he just looks so natural and so smooth when he shoots it.
Narayanan
Got his
had it
hands
poked
in there.
away.
Is he back to back? Narayanan has excellent footwork on the inside. Reverse pivots.
Adam Goodman has a putback. He had a good 3-point play in the first half. No look pass by Miller. Driving inside in the lane, too strong from White.
Triple Threat really could have more fast breaks, but everybody kind of crowds around the ball on rebounds. If they get out and run, they create easier opportunities for themselves. Hesitation. Finish at the rim. Yes, I do.
Whew.
Yes, I am. My name is Joshua Miller. Timeout.
19 points for that guy. Number 23, Joshua Miller.
Have we seen on the day, live games or non-live games, anyone as good as Joshua Miller?
Not that I've been watching.
My goodness.
Not that I've been watching. You put this guy on one of the 11th and 12th grade teams, he's going to do just fine.
He's going to do the same thing. He's an absolute problem.
Well, we've got ourselves a tighter game than what we had at halftime, and speaking of close games, we should have some very good competition with high school divisions in the boys 14 and under through 17 and under. That's going to be over in Louisville, Kentucky, third weekend in July. Now, you'll draw a lot of players and teams from a lot of areas being in Kentucky. You'll be able to draw from the southeast and northeast all the same, and some from the Central Plains areas as well. That should be a very competitive tournament.
Yeah, very competitive, very good tournament. Kentucky is, definitely one of our basketball capitals in our country. All in Hoop Fest.
Stolen away by Roston White.
Good pass.
Short baseline jumper, rattles out. Narayanan secures the board. We're under 8 minutes to go. Consider that the fourth quarter in these 16-minute halves, and it's a 1-point game, 31-30 lead.
1-point game, and noticeably Joshua Miller is not on the floor. 7:53. Let's see if Triple Threat can take advantage of his absence.
Narayanan spins, contested shot, missed everything. Offensive rebound again. It's Emmett Johnson who puts it in.
Joshua Miller getting a breather, as you see there. Be interested to see how long that lasts.
Lob pass from Johnson. Daniel pulls up, drops it home. Pretty good second half thus far for Cortez Daniel. He's got 7, he's got 9 for the game. And he lets the tongue wag on defense, and there he is.
What a steal. Challenge the big finish. Oh. You know, you would think Cortez Daniel would have more points. That's just how big his impact has been. Steals, rebounds, tips. He's just been very solid. I was surprised to hear that he'd only had 9 points. He's definitely in the plus column when you turn in terms of impact on this basketball game.
Textbook like he used his body to shield in when he drove into the basket, but even more impressive that he was able to do that against a player who's a foot taller than he is.
He definitely has some good foot speed, gets off the floor pretty well and great lateral quickness. And as noticeably, Joshua Miller has re-entered the game. Just a quick breather there.
Second good for Preston Jeans. He's got 4.
Joshua Miller's played every position for this team on this floor.
Baseline jumper that goes home for Latron Turner.
A little bit of a defensive switch here. Looks like a 1-2-2 press. Or maybe a, 1-2-2. They changed the pace here.
They desperately needed that bucket, being down by 4. They haven't really felt the effects of what it's like to trail in this game. They've either been right there or holding on to a lead for the most part.
Absolutely. Another careless turnover.
I don't know what the plan was with Joshua Miller on the bench, if they would have liked to have given him a few more minutes of rest, but it seems like he came back in at the right time with them being down at 4 points.
And they are in a box and 1 on Miller.
Scoop shot, banks off the underside of the rim.
Good pitch ahead.
Got some space up ahead. Jeans driving in. Daniel getting instruction from his head coach. Hesitation, drives in.
He could challenge at the rim. You wouldn't think so. Probably should have gotten a foul call, but Narayanan picks it up and cleans it up, 37-33.
The lead back up to 4 for this triple threat team.
Now they're in a 2-3. Give up a jump shot, paying attention to Miller.
Well, Latron Turner's got a pretty smooth release. That's his 3rd jump shot here of the second half. He's got 6 points for the game.
Very, very smooth release. Looks very good. Good split.
And the quickness of Daniel splitting 2 defenders to get across the timeline. Ryanen. And what's our call? Foul on the floor.
Narayanan hasn't backed down at all. He's used his smarts, his IQ. Definitely has a great basketball IQ. His inside pivot work, and he's gotten Miller in some foul trouble here. Got himself to the free throw line, finished inside. Pretty good game he's putting together so far.
First one rattles out. Well, again, this is the opener for these two teams in pool play. In Pool B, 10th grade boys division. Pool A is already wrapped up. Everyone in Pool A is done. Gets the second. Lead is 3 for triple threat. Wearing the all blacks with the fiery basketball on the front. Fading away, Miller way off balance, somehow saved. A triple threat able to control.
Inside out dribble. Left to right crossover. Inside out dribble. Are you kidding me?
He's something else.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Cortez Daniel, my goodness.
Johnson with a little fake. Made him think he was going to just pull it out to the perimeter and then scurried back inside along the baseline.
He redeemed himself there on blowing the Cortez Daniel assist. My goodness, Cortez Daniel, what a... You know, I don't like the pro to youth comparison. But just when you see a little guy like Daniel, I mean, you think of the Isaiah Thomas type player that you don't think can get in cracks and crevices and get into the lane, and he does.
And it's even more impressive you think about at this age and that height. It's not like he's got hands big enough to palm the basketball, yet he still has that control with it.
Has a ton of control. He obviously has a ton of heart, too. He's been challenging in the lane all day.
And he was very clear about that early on, wasn't he? He almost wanted that contact going into the lane. Some guys will tense up a little bit when they go in there amongst the bigs, and it was almost like he wanted it. Well, coming out of the timeout, the team in white, the North Stars, they're down by 5. They led at halftime by 7. But a 7-0 run by this triple threat team to start the second half got him back in it, and there's a big three-pointer from Eric Jordan.
Big time three. They haven't scored in a while, and he kind of stopped the bleeding a little bit.
Eric Jordan's second three of the game. He's got 6. They cut it to 2.
They've got to get a stop. They have to get a stop here. You know, it's still early, but if they continue to let triple threat score, it's just going to be over with.
Ryan too strong.
There's the stop.
Once more, high arcing three from Jordan.
He hit the top of the ceiling with that one. Up 1.
I think that's the first time today I've seen a player hit 2 consecutive threes. We've seen players hit multiple threes in the same game, but being able to come right back down and do it again has been a daunting task. Can we have one more? Nope.
Heat check.
Missed it all.
Well, Latrone.
Missed it all.
He missed it all again. You don't want to fall in love with the 3 ball. Not in this situation. Daniel wants to dance. Oh.
Emmett Johnson, he's had his fair share of offensive rebounds, and he makes this one pay off.
We're going down to the wire here.
Driving inside. No good. Triple threat basketball. And they've got themselves a lead.
Gets behind the defense. Can he finish? Gets another offensive board.
First time Daniels had it taken away from him.
Oh, what defense to come back.
And there is Miller as he breaks the 20-point mark and puts his team out in front with under 1 minute to go.
Yeah.
Ryan driving in, reverse layup. English off the glass again.
Another offensive board.
Emmett Johnson will take a seat. Very impressive. He is battling in there for offensive rebounds. They bring in Adam Goodman. 48.5 seconds to go. Daniel, biding time. Coach Titus Prather directing a little bit of traffic.
I don't know if I want Daniel sitting back here without any pressure on him. You got to put some pressure on him, make him give it up. And you don't want to make him give it up to this guy here.
Ryanen has it rattle home. What a sigh of relief that's got to be for him, but he's got to get back on D. 10 seconds to go. Team in white's down by 1. Three-pointer from Jordan, no. Offensive board. Going back up, no. Still loose. Back up again, and we've got ourselves a foul with 0.4 seconds left.
Is he shooting two is the question. It looks like he is.
Courtney Turner will go to the line. He's scoreless today. Wow.
Down by 1, 0.4 seconds. And misses the first.
If he misses the second, it's got to be something that's airborne for a tip-in. That's the only chance they've got.
They have someone that can go get it.
For the tie. Nope. And that's your ball game. Narayanan, the man who gave him the game-winning basket, secures the board and tosses it up in the air. And it's a dramatic 44-43 victory for Triple Threat. Unbelievable second half by these young men. They outscore their opponent 28-20 in the second frame. They were down by 7 at halftime. Boy, they came out with their heads held high in the second half, went on a 7-0 run. And they were not to be denied. So in the opener of pool play in Pool B in this 10th grade boys division, Triple Threat wins their opener and sets themselves up nicely for the rest of this tournament. That's a tough blow to take for the North Stars. They're not out of it, but with no bracket play, they need to win their final 2 games and need some help as well to try to get into that championship game. As my partner Charles went to get the head coaches for us. So we'll look to talk with the head coaches here in just a moment. Titus Prather, the head coach for Triple Threat, making his way over now, and I'm sure he's going to be pleased with what his team did down the stretch in this game. And trailing, found a way to fight back, went on a little bit of a drought in the second half, and still found a way to prevail in their opener. And Titus, that was some kind of finish for your team. Let's start with that into the first half. They were up by 7. Clearly your team was not fazed because you came out and put a 7-0 run on the board to start the second half. Correct.
There was a few hard things down the line. I think the real biggest thing is that we were able to make adjustments as a team. I think that was the biggest.
We saw this game be dominated by runs. One team going on a run and putting the other behind. Your team had a little bit of an offensive drought there late in the second half. The North Stars retook the lead. Your guys didn't seem to panic. If they were, they didn't show it.
Yeah, I think it was more just didn't show it because I think, down the line we did make a few mistakes. As a coach, I was able to see those things. And as a good group of guys we have, they were able to make that adjustment to kind of stop that scoring drought.
Well, Coach, the North Stars clearly had a height advantage for a good portion of this game with any a combination of those 5 on the floor. But yet your team had their fair share of offensive rebounds and more and putbacks. How were they able to dominate inside even though they gave up a lot of height?
I think it was that opening practice up with that 1 mile every time. I think that was a contributing factor, being able to have the energy to be able to continue to go forward.
They might not have appreciated it then, but hopefully they do now.
Yeah, definitely.
Of course, Rohan Narayanan, coach, was the man who had the game-winning basket. He had himself a pretty big second half, and for a guy of that size, he handles the ball pretty well. He can drive amongst the best of them.
Absolutely. And the thing with him is he's the kind of guy that works hard every single practice, gives 110%, and that's when it shows in the game.
True team effort today by your club coach, and of course I'd be remiss if I didn't point out Cortez Daniel. He had the crowd oohing and awing at times today.
Absolutely.
Listed at 5'2", but what a player.
Absolutely. He's another one of those players that work hard, no matter what the odds are, comes out, works hard, comes to practice, and tries to show it in the game.
Well, Coach, you set yourself up nicely for a chance to get to the championship game by winning your opener. Good luck the rest of the way and hope to see you again.
All right, thank you.
That's the head coach for Triple Threat. They're victorious. They get a 1-point victory in 10th grade boys division as they open up pool play. They'll have another game at 7 o'clock tonight, and they'll round out pool play tomorrow at 3:20. Again, your final score, 44-43 Triple Threat. Stay with us. One more live coverage game today as we shift back to the 11th and 12th grade boys division here on Play Hoops.